Hey everyone, it's the Sith Justice Warrior coming at you with Friday's Paddle Panel podcast. And today I've got Lumpy out here talk
Yo,
talk some
with my dogs in
games.
the background. Sorry, guys.
Well, they had something to say, so you got to listen to them.
Yes. They were so excited. But anyway,
Ex- exactly. So we've got a couple of news, but I think before we get to the big one that we wanted to spend a little time on, let's bring it up. So GameStop and Microsoft have announced a partnership. This is interesting because we know that GameStop has been really suffering with digital sales and people just really not finding the need to go buy their games. We've had the shutdown recently, so people going out to buy physical games is also dropped as
yep.
well. Also, GameStop has a pretty crappy reputation when it comes to trade-ins and all that stuff. And you know how they'll give you what, $10 for a game that was
Yeah.
out a month, and then they sell it for $55.
Yep.
All that said, it added up to a significant decrease in value for the company. And just as things looked really bad, the stock actually went up with this announcement. And the announcement is that Microsoft is going to do a strategic partnership with GameStop. And so let's go through the high level elements. First thing first, they're going to use Microsoft cloud based applications, customer data platform, e commerce, et cetera, which basically sounds like they're just going with Microsoft for all their business to customer needs, their
Mhm.
interfaces. Also, they're going to equip their GameStop employees with Surface devices, kind of similar to what the NFL does.
Yep.
They, yeah, it's great marketing with the NFL, by the way.
It is.
Yeah, Surface will allow associates to move freely with the store footprint, meeting the needs of customers faster and more efficiently. Okay. As part of its transformation, GameStop plans to roll out Microsoft 365 and Teams to the store. So this sounds more like if you have a team meeting or if you actually need to create a document or a PowerPoint, GameStop is going to use Microsoft 365. By the way, it's a pretty decent application. Um, and last but not least, something not Microsoft but more Xbox. They are going to expand its Xbox family of product offerings to include Xbox All Access. So if you thought you were limited to buy an Xbox S or Series X through All Access to the Microsoft store, you can actually do that now at GameStop. So you'll get the console, 24 months of Game Pass Ultimate, and you pay what, $30 to $35 a month. Which
Nice.
we talked about that. I think that's actually
We talked about it.
it's a
Yeah.
2-year zero interest loan.
Yeah.
But
Basically like telephones, right? Like cell phones.
it's and you have an option to upgrade within a year or something like that. 18 months, I think, is what they said. So is Microsoft taking over the game business through this, or is this just simply wanting to acquire a distribution channel without acquiring the distribution channel?
This is a really great business strategic move for them. That's why you saw the market uptick. I will say this is what Microsoft does best, right? I don't know many businesses, and there are several businesses that operate on Apple, um, or that operate on Google platforms. Like, most colleges use Google Drive, but Microsoft, this is what they have done best with businesses, like offering, like it says, a multi-year strategic partnership. This is across multiple platforms. I like the idea of equipping the GameStop employees with the right tools and the more digital options, it seems like. Because to your point, the game store is almost becoming like a bookstore. It's kind of like, sadly, a museum. And there are still people that enjoy it. Like, if Sirius were here, he enjoys going to game stores. I enjoy going to used game stores to find those gems, but GameStop is not one of it's not that. And so it's, you know, I don't need to go to GameStop because you brought up a great point with digital. I don't, but there are still people that love to go in there and peruse whatever they have because they do sell more than games. They do sell collectibles and random things like that that you never thought you needed. Um, they kind of filled that niche that Suncoast used to fill, where Suncoast sold videos or DVDs, Blu-rays, and then they sold random things in there. So that's what GameStop slowly became, but that's not where the market's going. I think that's interesting that you brought up, is this a way to acquire like basically a brick and mortar without doing it? You could say that. I don't know that Microsoft plans to acquire GameStop or anything like that with this move, or that format, because I think they're doing fine digitally. But this is a way to sell their services and make up for the $7 billion that they just spent. Their services are cloud-based services, business-related services. They power a lot of the basic software of many businesses, many corporate businesses out there. So why not leverage that and the gaming strength that they have with Xbox, or, then marry the two together, you know what I mean? So I like it. I think it'll be interesting. I think it's a source of revenue. It's not going to hit the Xbox revenue, of course. It's going to hit their traditional like software cloud services. This is like a business. And so I just want to see how it all transitions and it goes through. As you know, like you go to a store and they change all of their equipment, it becomes like a learning curve for everybody. But what better time to do it than do it now? So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think you're hitting the point. I think it's more of a business to business situation, and I think
Yeah.
maybe the Xbox nature of it is probably being connected more so than it really is. Um, I think it's just news to get, I guess, the fan base a little excited. Oh, we're gonna get GameStop. No, it's more just a Microsoft, the parent company, just wanting to say, hey, there's 5,000 plus retail stores worldwide. If you outside of Amazon and Walmart, which I think Walmart is like the biggest game seller,
Yeah.
which I imagine it would be anyway. I think you think of GameStop as that niche video game specific company that retail that sells video game related things. So I just think it's more of a business to business sort of transaction, and it just happens to be that GameStop it has a connection from Xboxes. I think the funny joke that I saw on Twitter is with Microsoft giving a lifeline to GameStop, does that mean the GameStop employees are going to stop shitting on the Xbox because they all they ever do is promote the PlayStation?
Uh,
According to again, I've never
I've
I have,
never had that, but that's kind of funny.
but
It's kind
but you know what it is though. I've never asked them for advice on whether to get a PlayStation or Xbox.
That is true. Me either. So I've never had that experience because I've always walked in there knowing what I was getting. So that's quite interesting that they lean more towards one or another. I think that's funny.
Yeah, I again, you know what it is? It's for the mom of Timmy doesn't know video
Yeah,
games, and
exactly.
like just like we were laughing about the few cases of the One X being
Yeah.
sold at 700% more, which 700% more is seven more probably if it's for everyone, right?
Yeah.
But again, it's all fun and games, but it's hey, if GameStop has a lifeline and has a way to become something for the future, that's 5,000 retail stores. Let's assume there's 10 employees each there. I'm not gonna lie, that's good for people have jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
So fandom aside, I think it's if you can save a company without acquiring it, which to me, Microsoft, as much as I love them buying 7 billion, a 7 billion purchase of Bethesda, I do have my fears that it's going to be a Silicon Valley type of only three companies and they just keep acquiring everybody
Mm.
because
Yeah, the cash. But
what they
anyway.
do. It's disgusting. It's disgusting yet awesome. All right, next that flip the side of the coin here. PlayStation 5. They finally have some news. So one of the things that has been not clear is that PlayStation 5 has always said knows that 99% of their PlayStation 4 catalog would be backward compat, and they never explained it. So Lumpia, you don't follow this as much as I do, but basically, what Xbox has done is a month before launch, which past few weeks, they have sent Series X's to a lot of YouTube influencers, and they said, "Here are the games. They're all backward compat, but put a review based on certain things, based on our NDA, our non-disclosure agreement." And there's the NDA kind of lifts what certain topics they're allowed to talk about up to a certain point. So it's kind of a
Yep.
little bit of a controlled release. But that being said, they just say, "Tell us what do you want, what do you like, what do you don't." So a lot of folks like with PlayStation, it's been more controlled. So in on their side, they had invited Japanese YouTubers to go to their place, and they could only play certain games. And they also did a teardown in their person, the PlayStation folks did their teardown, showing all the parts and how it's all built. Whereas on the flip side, Microsoft said Digital Foundry, one of the more popular ones on YouTube, here it is, go tear it down yourselves.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the differences in how they're approaching it, but to this one, they finally clarified the PlayStation 4 backward compatibility, which is there's only 10 out of the 4,000 plus, which I'm actually impressed. I didn't know there was 4,000 games this generation,
Yeah.
but yeah, 4,000 games that are out of that 10 of the PS4 are not back compat. I could skip through. The only one that's I guess of worth is the Hitman Go, which is a mobile game, and then everything else is well. Sorry guys, if you needed it, there's a console for you. It's called the PlayStation 4. um,
That's great news though, because that's I mean, only having 10 out of 4,000 not backward compat, that's pretty good, right?
that's good. Yeah, I mean, what would have pushed me a little bit more would be that it played PlayStation 3 games and PlayStation 2 and
Oh
1.
yeah, for sure. I was like, if they could just take it that next level, then yeah, I'd be sold. But
Oh my gosh, but that's
you
that's
know,
where that's where Xbox has a bit of a leg up, but I'll tell
hey,
you
it's a
what,
step in the right direction for PlayStation. I'm happy for them.
dude, if I could play Persona 3 Fez because I never got around to finishing it, that'd be great. My PlayStation 3, I don't even know if it could play
Not to be the Debbie Downer though, but did they mention that you have to pay for the
back
the
to back.
upscaling? Yeah.
You
I
know,
only say that because of the Spider-Man game.
they have not. Actually, that's a really good point. They have not. But okay, so moving back up to this article from Ars Technica, it mentions so you know how the Xbox One X you put in Gears of War 3, it'll
Yep.
automatically upscale it to 4K.
Yep.
So you have to turn a switch on the PlayStation 5 to make the PlayStation 4 games run potentially. See, it's potentially better, which is called Game Boost. It came out for PS4 Pro, which is it game boosted PS4 games. Um, it was kind of hit or miss, to be honest with that. Sometimes it actually game boost made it worse. Sometimes it actually made it better. But that being said, there's a game boost for PlayStation 5 for the PlayStation 4 games. Notice it says may make, where so Xbox has done a really good job of saying it does make it better. Um, that being said, I think it's good that there is the option that there is this game boost mode. Again, PlayStation 4, I didn't realize there were 4,000 games, but kudos to them to getting that around. Actually, did they even say that this is on day one? 4,000 games will play on PlayStation
I
5?
don't know. It's interesting.
whatever. I mean, even 4,000 games, if you could get that within a year, that's great. Um, ooh, look at that. Let's see. Although many PS4 games are playable on PS5 consoles, some functionalities that were available on the PS4 console may not be available on PS5. In addition, PS4 games may exhibit errors or unexpected behavior when played on PS5 consoles. Wait, is this for PSVR? Wait, hold up. Commonality. The weird list is possible playable. Oh gosh,
Oh
no,
boy.
it's not just VR games. It's ooh, ouch. What do you think about that? I just caught that.
Well, that was kind of shady of them to throw in at the end of the announcement. This makes you always read the fine print. Um, well, I'm glad they stated it so that the expectation is there. Um,
Oh boy.
it's
It's
quite
a
interesting.
Could you imagine you buy the DLC expansion for a PS4 game playing on you sold your PS4 for a PS5 because that's what a lot of folks do. They trade in their older systems for the newer ones, right? Ooh, oh gosh, that's harsh. And then color grading HDR switch for PS5. Don't confirm Doesn't confirm they do an auto HDR treatment for older PS4 games where the Xbox Series X and S offers auto HDR for older games. Ooh, interesting. um, I just caught this, but yeah, it's really weird because PlayStation has done a phenomenal job this generation. I'm surprised that they did not put the effort into making an ecosystem that they kept focused on console to console, and then when they realized that Xbox was doing this ecosystem, your
Yeah.
Xbox One, your Xbox original carries with you. They just decided to do it, but it's like they don't. It's like they're just trying to
But it
catch
was like an
up.
afterthought. It was like an afterthought. It was like, you know what? We'll do it just for the sake of it, but it'll be shitty.
I look. I hope. I am kind of glad I'm now waiting to buy any of the systems right now because there is the rumors that the Xbox Series X overheats and blows up and goes burns
I
and
did hear that. I did hear that. But I also
effigy.
heard on the flip side, the people that like to your point, the people that did receive a box to review said it was pretty, it played pretty well. They were happy with the way it worked and stuff like that. So again, I think it all depends because as you and I both know, there's always a lemon in the bunch. I mean, how
Mm.
many times have you had to send yours in for the red dot?
Oh god,
Or
that was like
oh
three
my
times.
god, yeah.
The
So
red
that
ring
was
of
what
death.
the regular Xbox versus
Hmm.
yeah. So
Oh god.
let me remind you, there's always a lemon in the first batch. Like we both have learned, even the PlayStation 3 that one of us had, like
Hmm.
there's always one that you have to end up sending it in to get fixed because it's the bad bunch that they didn't quality control.
Let's just hope that they shore this up because I want them both to be good because competition makes it more fun.
Exactly, and it makes it makes them want to do more. That's the thing. That's why I'm so happy that like people think that I'm an Xbox lover only. I'm not. I'm actually more of a, and we're going to talk about it in the next segment. I'm more of a Sega lover, Sega Dreamcast lover than I am of any of these systems. But that's me and my youth and what I grew up playing. And, that is why I say I'm happy that Xbox did what they did with Bethesda. I'm happy that they're pushing the bar like up in how we game, how we approach gaming, because that will only make the other one work harder to be better too. So the reason Xbox is pushing is because they're coming from a place where they have to do something different because Sony is so popular and they do marketing so well. And how can you combat that? And so this is their response. So competition breeds basically good things for the people that, play these systems, that, buy these systems, the games. So there's only better to come out of the competition. So like I said, I don't want people to have that misconception that we're one-sided. If there was one side of me, I would like there would be in a heartbeat. I would buy a Sega. Because of my childhood nostalgia, my experience with it. But I will wait for something like this because I want a good system. I want something that meets my needs. And so, to your point, I think this is great.
Yep. And it's a great segue. But before we do that segue, I have to say, I'm going to be honest. I blame Sony for the death of Sega. I am a
I
Sega.
do actually. No,
I
I do.
I
I
blame
do.
them, but it is true that when you kind of step back, I think Sega made a lot of mistakes.
Yep,
I mean, the Sega Saturn. There's a lot of games I love with Sega Saturn, but it was more expensive than the Sony PlayStation One,
it
and
was.
and it didn't have the amount of RPGs that like the SquareSoft at the time,
Yep,
Square Enix,
yep,
like oh, they
mhm,
had the Final Fantasy 7,
yep,
8, and 9. They
yep.
had also what was that? Vagrant Story, I think was it was called.
Isn't this a similar situation going on now? Sony and Square Enix now? Like what do they have?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. By the way, I wouldn't be surprised if Sony bought Square Enix.
Yeah, they should if they could. I don't know
I don't know if they have the
balance.
cash for that,
But
but
that would be the one, that I would say it's just a perfect fit for them.
I'm just
It
saying, if you're
makes
going to deny me
sense.
Final Fantasy 7 on my PC or Xbox, then and I have the PS4, I am being stubborn about Final Fantasy 7 remake. I don't know why, but I want to play it on the One X or I want to play it on PC, preferably PC. So it's my fault that I haven't played it
I
yet.
would go for the PC, but yeah, anyway.
But no,
Just
it's
because
my
it
fault.
might flow better, but yeah.
Yes. Okay. Let's go back to Sega here.
Woo!
Is it the Return of the King?
Yes.
So let's talk about this. So, article from VideoGamesChronicles.com. Sega's next retro console could be Dreamcast Mini, says producer, which is a nice little clickbaity article. But anyway, the Yosuke Okunari discussed the future of Sega's mini consoles in the latest of Fumatsu. Famitsu. God damn it. Um, so I don't know if you knew, Lumpia, they made, the game. You remember the Game Gear?
Yeah, they made a Game Gear Mini. I love
Yeah,
it.
but it's
Oh, a micro.
no, I agree, but I'm just saying, like, look how tiny they are.
Damn, they are small.
Like, how do you play freaking game on that?
How do people play on their phone? I tried to do that when I was gone. Like I'm like going blind, so
Oh,
don't
really?
even go there.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So there, he talks about that, and he's talking about for the next mini, we are considering everything that's been imagined by everyone. Of course, it doesn't mean we can realize all of them. We are thinking about projects that nobody imagined. So let's see. The Game Gear Micro was sold domestically in Japan only. The next one they'll do will be a worldwide because the project's hopefully much bigger.
Probably for
Uh,
Christmas.
oh my god! So I think for the next one we may go with a concept close to this Mega Drive Mini. I have one. If one, I have to say some names, it could be SG-1000 Mini or a Dreamcast Mini. And there you go. Dreamcast was Sega's final home console. You had Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, Res, Fantasy Star Online, Soul
Which,
Calibur.
by the way, was probably one of the first of its kind.
You know what's a shame? We never. So first off, it was the it it was the first of the kind to have the modem. I think right because I know
Yeah,
PS2 had one, but
yeah.
that came after Dream because Dreamcast I thought was inside of it.
It was
right?
inside of it. Yeah, you didn't have to buy a separate thing. It was
I know it
inside,
was
dialed up.
the
I'll never
dial-up,
forget it.
still
I'll never
dial-up,
forget it.
but
Yep.
yeah. And then oh, it would launch on 9999. Oh, that was so fantastic. I that was actually I think that was the only console launch that I bought on launch day waiting in line.
Yep.
I remember that. Um, yeah, so let's get your thoughts here.
Well, first off, my only question is because I'm not familiar with the mini platform. I do know they had a Genesis Mini that came out, and they had I think you have one,
I have one.
and they had a mini like SNES, like the original Nintendo from
Then they had the
Nintendo.
Nintendo 2 as well. Yep.
So like will the is the mini format something that you actually can put a disc in, or is it going to come preloaded? That's my question.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it is
Yeah,
preloaded.
that's what I figured, like the Sega one, like the Genesis one. So,
Yeah,
anyway,
but I must add there are, which is what I was actually going to do to my Sega one. Uh, you can take
download.
advantage of you could take advantage of the available memory because it's not fully used. I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay,
I will
cool.
because we
Got it.
can't legally say that. We can say legally there is a lot of room for memory for additional information should you choose to use it.
That's cool. Anyway, I digress. So to answer your question, I'm very excited. I wonder if they're going to let you have the little Tamagotchi card, memory card.
Oh,
Remember, you could train your dude. You could
yeah.
like level him up
Do you still
on
have
that little
mine?
card. Yeah, I
I know
still have it.
you guys
Oh
raided
my
my Dreamcast,
Oh, I
so
have it. It's here somewhere. But yeah, I still, to this day, love this system. Love it. I love it. Like I love my wonderful, like my some of my handbags. Like I would wear it as a handbag. Like it is literally like my favorite system. It doesn't have the like it really doesn't have all the like bells and whistles of the games, but it was just so different for its time. And when I look back, it was ahead of its time in some ways. And I just wish it would have stayed longer, but I agree with you with what you said. And when I think about it, Sega was better at making games. That's what they did. They made Virtual Cop. They made
oh,
what were
House
they
of
made
Dead.
House of the Dead. They made those games in the arcade. That's what they
Yes.
do in Japan. That's what they do best. And that's where they should have focused on. What they did, which was really genius, it just couldn't last forever, is the games that they made a console for it. That's all they did. Like, which is so smart. Like when you think about it, it's like, I'm a game maker. I might as well make a console for my games. The problem is it didn't translate over into the mass media, like the mass market appeal. It was a niche market. It was Sega. We all know Sonic, but it just didn't gain the traction it needed at the time. And I will tell you, they put in so much marketing for this system. Like you said, the 99,
Nine
like
nine ninety nine.
like that alone, like the marketing they had behind this thing was insane. But anyway, enough of my history lesson.
No,
What
no.
I
I think what you hit what I thought was Sega. So this if I recall, this is the one system that brought the arcade to you. So let's look
Yep.
at this article here, the 25 best Dreamcast games of all time, and we'll
Oh,
comment on
nice,
this, right?
nice.
So Choose Your Rocket. I don't recall that. Actually, I forgot this is an online multiplayer game.
It is. Do you see
Oh,
how I say they're ahead of their time?
mm-hmm.
Like this was that and Bomberman. I'm gonna bring that one up because you used to
Oh
play
god.
that a lot. Now
So let
this
House of the
game,
Dead 2.
this game, yes, yes. I mean, when you go to the arcade and see it at like the Dave and Buster's, this was the game that you saw. And by the way, there's still a House of the Dead out there somewhere. This was the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Zombies?
that's the point. Like all the arcade games, this was the only system in my memory that I'd say it brought the arcade to you. It brought you
Yep,
home the arcade to your home. Like,
yep.
could you, first off, I miss the days of the light gun.
Yeah,
With
right?
no, with all of our Series X's and PS5s, we don't have this anymore, which is
No, we
quite sad.
don't.
It's
It's
quite
kind of
sad.
interesting.
Look, I remember this where there's the zombie
Can't beat
here.
him. Can't
Yeah,
beat him doing him.
I know, yeah, the cool multiple paths. Oh my gosh, Unreal Tournament. I have to say, even though it only had one analog stick, the way they set it up that it was actually really it was again, this was a mouse and keyboard type of game, like first person shooters.
Yeah,
They made it work. They made it work. And it's really hard to do at the time. They made it
yeah.
work. Metropolis Street Racer now, I
I
guess
don't
this
know
is
that I played that.
I
Did
never
I?
bought this, but this is basically what Sega's version of like your Gran Turismo and your
But there was
Forza.
another car game that we bought because I remember it had like the Supra in it.
Oh, it's the Tokyo. It was basically like Tokyo Street Racing. You just drive around at night in Tokyo
Yeah, it
and
was
you like
great.
flash the
You like
headlights.
design your car.
Yes,
Like, yeah, it was great.
I
Anyway,
forgot what it was. Space Channel 5. I
I
never played
never
this.
played that one, but I heard it was loved by a lot of people.
Michael Jackson makes a character. Wait, MJ like in Michael Jackson?
I guess.
Dude,
Like I said, I don't know.
I
I've
gotta
never
play it.
played that
No,
one.
no,
That's
no, no,
probably
no.
that game probably goes for $70 right now
All
if
right,
you
let's
find it.
pause. Let's pause here.
Oh yes, we need to pause right here, and I wish
Rest,
Sirius was here.
rest in peace. This is still to me NFL 2K series is still the best football game ever. I play Madden, but it's not. It's
No, it's
not.
not NFL 2K. I agree with you 100%. I mean,
I,
why do you think NBA 2K still exists? But
I,
yeah,
by the way, NBA 2K is phenomenal.
it is.
But
It's the way the system plays is amazing. But yeah, I mean,
but the thing about NFL 2K, the only reason it stopped was because Madden stole. But Madden said NFL exclusive contract right now,
yep, yep.
and they're like, that's a lot of money, I guess so, right?
Yeah, and sadly, but I will tell you, 2K was one of my favorites. That really was, and I loved the way it played.
And it was one of the
Madden
first.
sometimes, like, look at that. I will tell you, Madden, I can't see the people sometimes. And I have a big flat screen TV that I play on. I can't freaking see the people.
Wait, when
I don't know.
Sirius plays, you don't see the people?
I see them, but they're like skinny people. Like, I don't
Or
know. Maybe,
maybe it's the view he uses or something. I don't know.
no.
I have a
What
question for you. I based on this team right here, who do you think it is? What team do you think it is?
red? The
No,
Chiefs?
none of the. Oh yeah, that is the Chiefs, but I'm talking about the white.
Oh, the white? Is it the Patriots? I don't know.
It looks like the Colts. So I'll let you get your trivia. Sports. Who do you think the quarterback is?
Peyton Manning?
That's what I'm thinking because it's an 8. I was like, wait, who quarterback was 8? But then it's got to be 18. So then who is the running
Yeah.
back?
Is that, oh my God, who was the running back in the day? Adrian James?
Oh my God, you got it.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
God, you
knew
got.
it. I knew it. Adrian J. Edge. Anyway,
Wasn't he like the he was the one who he was like the PPR. He was a good PPR guy, right?
he was. He was the back in the day.
Yeah.
No
Oh
pun
my God,
intended.
just like all running backs. Remember, so Sean Alexander was I don't know if it was Madden or 2K, but remember him? He was like also like this great running back, and then the next year they
Yeah,
all
he was
disappear after
good.
30.
He was a total dud.
Sorry, sports. I have played this Sword of the Berserk. I think it's just tough because that's a
You had to kill that big baby. Oh, it was gross.
yeah, but I mean like it's pretty tough. That
It
story,
isn't hard. Yeah, I
it's a
just
hardcore
remember the
story.
gross babies. It's like
It's
based on an anime.
it's pretty hardcore. Like his girlfriend really got
Died. Yeah, I
no,
know.
she's alive, but she is yeah. What happened to her was pretty brutal. Now, this is also what I loved about the Dreamcast.
Oh my God,
All the fighting
this
games,
game.
all the fighting games, all of them. They all came to Dreamcast, and they all ran
Of
well.
course they did.
So obviously, Third Strike was my jam. This was it. This was
Yes.
it. And then actually, it was I was kind of surprised. It was the first return of Chun Li. I didn't realize.
Yes,
I
it
forgot
was.
Chun Li
Yes,
was
it
not.
was. And I was actually going to bring that up because she had been gone for a while and she was stronger in this game than in all the other games I can imagine. And they reformatted her fighting a little bit.
Hmm.
Like, I think they gave her like a different head stomp or something, but like just the subtle nuances. Like, this is like grown up Chun Li. Like, I can beat your ass. I really am the strongest woman. Before she was just saying it. This time, I really think she means it. Anyway.
I still have a losing record, but they got rid of Guile, and I'm still pissed off about it. I
But not in
had
the original. Not in that original
no, I mean the Street Fighter 3 series, he was not there. He came back in four,
one. This was
but my
Charlie.
yeah, but my pro no, it was the French guy, Remy.
Nash. Oh,
No,
Remy.
Remy, some guy named Remy. He basically was Guile, but it just
Uh,
wasn't the same for me.
but it was
Um,
Chun
Gra-
Li.
yeah, Grandia 2 I played. This was like also a good game. It was kind of a twist because I didn't, again, I wasn't well versed in storylines. I just didn't see this twist about the two characters.
Oh,
Um, yeah, again, another example. San Francisco Rush is an example of a game from the arcade brought back to the Dreamcast.
yeah. I
I
don't
played
even
it a
remember
couple of
that one.
times. It wasn't my
This
favorite.
one. Oh my
Yes,
God. Top 15 now. This was great. I loved this
Dead or
game.
Alive 2. I think let me think about it. Dead or Alive 2, Dead or Alive 3, 4. I think Dead or Alive 2 had more of an impact to me. I think that this every like Dead or Alive 3 and beyond, it kind of obviously added to it, but I felt Dead or Alive 2 was just a step above. It was
I
just
love
a
Dead
step
or
above.
Alive too. It was like one of my faves.
Great graphics, no matter where you like, no matter what throughout the series, it was just a great
It
graphic.
was fun. It was like just a fun, simple fighting game with some stories. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. And then obviously the let's see, Samba de Amigo. This thing came with a dingy dude, didn't it? It came with a
Yeah,
little
it did.
Samba.
It came with like, yeah, because you had to play the like a musical
Yeah, the
game.
maracas. It came with the maracas.
Your daughter
Uh,
would love them.
okay. Now, I feel that we've been denied a lot of Claire Redfield, so it was kind of nice that we had Resident Evil Code
I
Veronica
liked Code Veronica, although there was one character that was like crybaby, but
or
yeah.
Steve.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was annoying.
He was annoying. But
Um,
anyway, I was glad to see the two Redfields back together.
they barely were together, and then like actually, that's the one thing I didn't understand. Like, it feels like Claire just after Resident Evil Code Veronica, she just said, "I'm done." She's
Yeah,
just like,
I
"I'm
agree with
done."
you. She like quit the series. Like it's like I'm gonna go and hide.
She's in
But
Revelations too, but it felt like she got
she got the
dragged in.
easy she got the easy way out.
No, but
Leon
she's
got
just
stuck
like
with the mess.
no, she's like, I'm done. Like she's just like, I'm done after Code Veronica, I'm done. But no, this was the first time, as this thing notes, it was the first time it did not debut on a PlayStation. It started on Sega Dreamcast.
Yep.
Um,
This was an exclusive for them.
it's weird because I I don't think there was anything fantastically different about this from versus the other Resident Evils, but I admit it was a big graphical leap at the time.
Yeah, I liked it. I was happy that there was something different, like in the Resident Evil that I could play on Saturn or
Yeah.
not Saturn,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Dreamcast.
3D environments. So instead of the background being like a picture,
Yep.
it actually sometimes moved around. Yeah, the camera
Mhm.
did move around. So Crazy Taxi.
Everyone knows this game.
Everyone knows it.
It was
This
like a
again.
launch game. This was like a launch title. It
It's
was
again
Space
an
Channel 5, Crazy Taxi, and something else. I forget what.
example of arcade to your home. People
Yeah.
forget that. People forget like going to the arcade. It was
That
just
was
so
the
great.
point of it. Like I said, they made games for a living. They just built a system. That's all it is.
Now,
This game. Oh my God. Oh my
Soul
God.
Calibur. Look, I'm not gonna lie. We've made our own game were
Out of
basically
this game.
just
Yes.
ring out. It was just ring out between the two of us.
Yes.
I
Try it.
think
There it is. Look. Because it's infinity, the counter, the whatever. Oh wait,
no,
no,
well,
this
no,
is
they're still
oh, they
there's
have
a life bar,
damn it.
but
Yes. Put your
still
life bars, let me tell you guys, put your life bars to
infinite.
replenish to
Yep.
infinite and just try to ring out your opponent
Yeah,
and see how
it's
hard that is.
fantastic. Um, again, this game was on the arcade, and it was not only did you bring the arcade to your home, most of the times when you converted it to a console, it was a graphical downgrade. It brought the same, almost the same quality graphics to your home.
Yeah.
Still, but it's just I think Soul Calibur. I liked Soul Calibur 1 over 2, even though 2
I
had like more characters. I have, is it 6? I think it's 6 or 5. I
think they're
have,
yeah. They're like
yeah, I have it in my Xbox. I just haven't got around to it. This is a shame because we did not get together on this one, Fantasy Star Online.
we didn't really appreciate it. That's the
Well,
thing.
we didn't have our own Dreamcast to play.
Yeah, that's true. But
uh
I'm just saying, this was ahead of its time before anyone really understood it. Yes, there were the PC gamers, but for the people who were playing like Nintendo,
those
Sega,
consoles, yeah.
this was new territory. But this was one of the first, like to me, that was like freaking you had to freaking use a modem to connect. My God.
No, but like you picked. I don't know if you got to create your character look, but you basically picked a class, and I was a ranger, so I had a rifle and a handgun.
Yep, and you
But
got together with peeps online,
I
tried to
never got
kill
to.
people together. It's almost like Monster Hunter, like almost like the games that you see
Oh
today.
my god! Every game you see, every RPG you see today is like this.
Yes, that's why I'm like, none of us really could go like appreciate it at the time because you had dial up.
Mhm.
And you know what I'm saying? The infrastructure wasn't there, but man, was this ahead of its time.
Oh my
So,
gosh, fantasy, and I still to this day want Fantasy Star 5, but
oh
I
my
I
God,
never get it.
that is the game. That is the game.
Well, no,
Enough said.
Fantasy
I think
Star
I've played
4.
four, sorry, but I've played that game too many times. Chaz and
I think
Alice.
I beat that game like 5 times, and I'll
Chaz
probably
and Alice and Rune and Rika and my God, that
well,
game.
like I told you, you cannot find a game where you combine your magic and create a new one. Combine the
Yes.
wind with the ice, you get the blizzard.
I don't think I found all the combinations. That's the thing.
I I guess I had. They said that there were over 15, but I think there's only 14.
Oh man.
It they kind of flubbed that one, I think, but oh well. Now this is a Wushu
Oh, this is
not
a fun
special
game.
Power Stone 2. This is fan fucking tastic. I guess for me, I never liked Smash Brothers, but if Smash Brothers was a little more like Power Stone, I would probably like that.
Yeah.
My Gun Rock was my guy.
Oh my God. This was such a fun game. Yeah, exactly. Smash Brothers comes to mind, but I think this came before Smash Brothers.
I think it did. I think it did. Yeah. Wait. N64. I think so. No, no, no. I don't think so. But still,
Oh,
it doesn't matter.
maybe not before, but similar concept. I just like the fact that you had like all these weapons. It was fun. Either
Well,
way, it was fun.
here's my complaint. Can Capcom just remaster it, put it on Xbox and PlayStation? I'm good. Like, just I'll be
Exactly.
good. I just need that. Shenmue. This is like one of the last titles that was there, and so
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't think I ever beat this game. Oh, yeah. Wait, let me see.
And there
PlayStation.
was a second one where you play Yakuza in Japan. But this was one of those games. This game makes me think of the games coming out now, like that are
Mhm.
very drama driven. You like searching for a mystery, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, you're trying to find the guy who killed your dad. But I think the unfortunate thing for this is that I mean this I think this is what gave you people the Yakuza series. And I know a
Yeah.
lot of people love the Yakuza series, and I think it's basically you walk around, spend your time either at the arcade, training, or working for money, and yeah, and also trying to move the story forward. It's yeah, the Shenmue series has only just concluded because Shenmue 3 came in after 18 years after 2 and
My
oh my
God.
gosh. Third part had to be made via crowdfunding donations on Kickstarter. The first Shenmue title cost 40 holy this game cost 47 million to make. Holy crap. That's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
Too bad that this did not save the Dreamcast at all. That's a shame. All right. I have something controversial. I think Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is the best Marvel vs. Capcom.
Oh yeah, it is. By far, hands down. It is.
Who is your team? Who's your team?
Well, I always fluctuated between like Chun-Li and like I loved Captain America and there was Wolverine. I don't know. I can't necessarily say I had a team because it depended. It depended on what I wanted to do. But I
Mm.
love this game. This was one of the games that like if you love fighting games the way I do, this is like your dream game. You don't have to worry about restarting because the fight is over and then you have to like here's the second round. This is literally like continuous action. I mean, it does go into the second round, but it's continuous action, right? Because it's like you switch between parties.
Well, yeah, the rounds are technically based on the person you kill. My team was always Cyclops and Cable, but then I don't
Oh,
know
that's
who my
nice.
third one was. I always flopped between Captain Commando. Um, oh my gosh, you remember like Shubagoroth was here.
I was gonna say,
You know who else was
Series loves
there?
Shumagorath.
Who else? What's his face? Silver
Tylock was
Samurai.
there. Silver Samurai.
Is it Spiral?
Was it?
Spindle?
Yeah, yeah. Spiral.
Spiral was
Was Rogue
there.
in this one?
Yes,
He
Rogue was
was.
in it. Um, just looking at this like Jill Valentine's
Oh, wasn't
character,
Darkheart? Not Darkheart, but what's his
Dormar.
name? Dormammu.
No, it's
Dormammu.
Blackheart. Blackheart's in it, but
Okay.
Dormar is in the third one, I think.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. Um, I had.
Dormammu.
I didn't like the fact that they had young Chun Li, but it's fine.
Yeah, they brought the older Chun Li, the Street Fighter Third Third Strike one to
Yeah,
Capcom
yeah. I mean, I'll take
3.
whatever Chun Li because you have to have Chun Li. Didn't they have Guile in this one or no?
They did, but Guile never fit. And like the problem with Guile is he's a defensive player. He
Yeah,
really
he
is. And
is.
when you're jumping around and crap, it's really hard.
Yeah, because this game you double jump. It's like
Triple
crazy.
jump,
I
right?
love this. Yeah, I love
Gambit.
this.
I was just looking at Gambit. Gambit was
Oh,
there.
Spider-Man. That was my other. Like, I liked Wolverine. I liked Shield Slash from freaking Captain America. Berserker Barrage from Wolverine. It all depended on what like special I wanted. It was a projectile versus like Anyway,
Oh my
we
god,
could talk all day about Marvel's Capcom.
two. But I have even something more controversial. I think I like Capcom versus SNK 2 better than Marvel versus Capcom.
Oh my God, I don't think that game ever came out here, did it?
I don't think not in the US, but
Yeah, that's
I
what I
was
was
still
gonna
able to
say.
play it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Dreamcast,
That game
Dreamcast.
was really good. That game was really good.
But I don't think it made that cut. Res, I never played this. I
I
guess.
can't say I did either, but they're saying it's really good. This game you played.
Oh, this game was great. Oh my gosh! I just realized Dreamcast. I actually beat more games. I've beat more games on Dreamcast than I beat on Xbox or PS4.
Funny. Well, there's not that many,
I had
but
more time back then. Loved it though. I loved the whole punk going around and
like
Japan
even the
scraping.
colors, like the graphics were so
Mhm.
cool. This is like what Persona is. It's like cartoon, but like, like I don't know. It was
No,
really cool.
I disagree, but it was Japan, and I loved
Yeah.
it though. I never played Ikaruga. Never beat
No,
that.
I never played
Oh,
that either.
this is Fatal
Oh my
Fury.
God, Fatal Fury.
I'm not gonna
Oh my
lie. I like this
God.
game a lot.
This is like SNK.
This game is awesome. I tried being what's his face? Geese's son, Geese Howard's son. I forget
Oh,
his
okay.
name. That's who this
Goose.
guy is.
Isn't it goose? Geese?
Geese. No, it's
Whatever.
geese.
Okay.
It's geese, man. Geese. Now, Skies of Arcadia. This was a
Oh
whole
my god.
series.
Oh my god. This game. I didn't play it, but I watched you play it. And it
I
was
love
great.
this game. I love this, and I'm so sad that we'll never get a Skies of Arcadia 2. They live on though in Valkyrie Chronicles. They
Do they?
actually
Is that where they live on? Because I was always wondering. Because they all,
well, these
I think they
three,
all like ended up like a crew still. Do you
yeah,
know
they
what I mean?
yeah, and you know what? There was a little bit of that tension, but they never picked a favorite and all that stuff. But no, this was a great game, and it definitely deserved the number 2 spot. I would
For
also
sure.
consider this baby number 1. I don't know. This was again, they really had a lot of great games, but it was just toward the end when it was dying.
Yeah.
That's what sucked about
That
Dreamcast.
game's
It
probably like
died.
$150 now.
Yeah. Did you guys take this from me? Because it's
Yeah,
somewhere.
I think I have it.
Such a great. You should try it. It's such a great game. I love that game. Yeah, I disagree with this. Sonic Adventure was a great Sonic, but I don't think it was number 1. Um,
Well, you have to have Sonic in the top five because it's Sonic and it's Sega. Um,
I just don't think I
I
had
don't think
number
it needs to.
1.
I don't think it's number one for me. Like I loved Marvel vs. Capcom. We're not even talking about the games that came out in Japan. Like there were a shit ton more. Um, but you have to have Sonic. I will say in the top five just because he's like the flagship.
Hmm.
But I mean, I like for me, it all depends. Like Skies of Arcadia definitely should be in the top five. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 should be in the top five. Um, I can't believe Fatal Fury beat out Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
I'm not gonna
Um,
lie. I like
Cannon Spike was another fun game. I still have to get my copy back, but Cannon Spike
thanks for
was a fun
reminding me
yeah.
about that.
I'm just mentioning other mentionables because there were other games than these
Project
that were
Justice.
actually
Did you
fun.
ever play Project Justice?
Oh my God, that was a good
That was
game.
basically it was what did they call it
Oh
before?
my God,
The school.
the
Uh
Sakura.
fighting
Oh my God.
school fighting
Oh,
what is it called?
oh my God. Now I'm like drawing a
Project
blank.
Justice. It was a PlayStation.
Sakura. It's Sakura. The school
Rival
she went
schools.
to.
Rival
Rival
schools.
schools. Yes.
Yeah, yes. So the other honorable mentions is Project Justice because that was again a fighting game. It was just had the corner on the fighting games, man. What else do we? I'm looking at here.
We have so many more. I can't think of.
NBA. So we talked about NBA 2K with Iverson on it.
Oh my God. Yeah. How could you not mention that in this article? That's a disservice there. You
Yeah,
have to have that because
Sega
that was
Rally
like the one
Championship,
Allen Iverson cover, you know?
Sega Rally Championship.
Oh, Sega Rally. Wait, oh, that was that the game? No, Tokyo Drift or something was the one we talked about. Yes, Sega Rally was fun. That was a fun game.
Tokyo Extreme Racer.
That's what it was.
Ooh,
Remember
Rainbow.
you built your car, you put stickers on, not stickers, but
Yeah,
like you would like then like you would race in the night. It was great. It was
driving through the
great.
night. I'm saving everybody. So, how
Yeah.
about Rainbow Six?
I never played it, but you guys loved it.
Yeah, it had also the Tomb Raiders. I'm just looking and just
Yeah, they did have the Tomb Raiders, which PlayStation did have too at the time.
um.
That was when they were with Eidos.
Ah,
Um,
yeah. I think we can go on and on forever about this.
yeah, we definitely
We
can.
shut up.
As you can see, like I said, if you gave me a new version of the Dreamcast at 4K and all this jazz with some of the games, like I would probably reach for that first and not even bother with the other ones
I'm
for
not
a
gonna lie.
while.
Let's just say, like, if I got the PC and I got a Dreamcast or access to Dreamcast games, I think I'm good.
I think you
Like,
brought up a really good point. It's all about bringing the arcade, and for those of us who have gone to arcades, because in this day and age we don't anymore, and the arcade is done. I mean, it's everyone's playing PC at home and things like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the nature of life changing, and I don't like. But when you think about what the Dreamcast was, it was exactly what you said, bringing the arcade to your home. And that's why I think I loved it so much. Still do.
I'm just NFL Blitz. Remember that arcade game, NFL Blitz?
Oh my god, I do.
Oh my
That
god,
was
like the
fun.
big ass cabinet. Who are the teams? I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god.
Yeah.
All the feels are coming back. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we got to wrap this up. So um, if you like our content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. We'd love to hear your feedback. You could reach out to us at our Twitter handle at Justice Sith. And just note that we are also on popular podcasts like Spotify or Google Podcasts. So till then, we'll see you Sunday for our typical entertainment podcast. Because does Hollywood have anything for us to talk about? Well, Lupia will lead us on that one. So with that said, have a great weekend. See you later on the Sith side.
Bye.